Okay, so here, I was in San Diego. I was going to come back to Virginia, and I had some business in Houston, and it was funny because I was so poor. I was poor for years, and I'm not a fan of poverty, but it just this way. My family was very poor. My mother and father had a very bad divorce, and I know about women being underpaid and all the other stuff because I saw it firsthand with my mother, who is still alive at 92. Um, so I did what I needed to do in Houston, rode the bus to Houston, rode the bus from Houston to Richmond because that's where I was, Richmond, Virginia, which I didn't say, and I'm not going to go edit it. That's basically where I grew up. I grew up in Roanoke, maybe half, but Richmond is a more lively city. Roanoke is not much going on there, so the Roanoke is Roanoke. But so I got back to Richmond, and I was going to finish my degree in the information system so I could get some computer job. And all these things just started happening to me. And it was synchronicities. I remember more than once, I would be thinking about something over and over and over again. And I remember one time there's a university, the university I was getting my degree at is called VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University, where I was getting that degree. And I was thinking about karma a lot. I kept saying, what is karma? And I walked into this, these study rooms that they have at libraries. This was at the VCU library. I walked into this study room. There was one book sitting on the table. I opened it up, and it said, "Karma is," and it wasn't the normal thing that you would think somebody would explain as karma. Those kind of things happened to me, and many, many, many other things. And I kept listening to this album by Yes called Going for the One, not having a clue about what's going to happen, because as you will see, Yes, the rock group Yes, has unfortunately, and we'll be getting into this, a major part of my story. Again, as I indicated earlier, there's many aspects of this thing that I don't like my story, but I can't change it, so just have to go with it. But I don't like Yes, and I'm going to really trash them, and we're going to get to that at the appropriate time. But I was listening to this album, Going for the One, and all of these all of these things were happening to me, and I was realizing things inside of me. And I should have said this, I always thought I was just a nobody. And you know why? Because I was a nobody. I had accomplished. Remember, I'm almost going to turn 24, and I haven't accomplished much of anything. And I have to say I was the last person who would ever have thought that I had some important, role in the world. I just never thought like that, and I should have said that up front. Uh, as I said, I thought I was a nobody because I was a nobody. But all these things just kept happening to me. And I started to remember things from my past life a little bit. And here's the key moment. On Sunday, and because I remember this very clearly, I have a good memory about a lot of things. On Sunday, October the 2nd, 1977, I believe I was watching, believe it or not, the World Series between the New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers, and it was 5:36 in the afternoon, and this breeze came through the window. I had rented a room from this couple that they were renting a house, and they knew that this had happened to me, and they thought I'd gone crazy. That's another story. Let me tell you what happened. So this I was watching the baseball game, and all of a sudden this breeze came through the window, and it hit me. And right when it hit me, this voice inside of me said, "You are the Savior." And as soon as I heard it, I knew that it was true, because I remembered that I had agreed to do this in my last life. So this is now Sunday, October the 2nd, 1977. I'm trying to finish this degree because, you know, everybody, you can be the savior, you can be the devil, you can be the beast, and I have been recognized as the savior and the beast. That's enough. I don't know whether I'm going to get to that, but people have seen, most people have no idea about any of this stuff. They see what they see, but some people have recognized me as in so many words they know I'm chosen or something like that. One guy told me that God told him. That's I don't know whether I'll get to that. Other people have seen me as the beast, and they start making all these weird faces and talk in tongues, and I don't understand what they're saying, and it's really kind of bizarre. One person said I'm the beast, but that was a homeless person, and that's another story. But so now it's October, early October of '77. And that's it. So now I find out I'm the savior. I'm trying to finish this degree. I'm flat broke. But when that voice came to me, and the wind hit me at the same time, I knew that there's something missing. I just knew that there's aspects of the story that just, you know, it's just something's not complete here. So October the 77, I already told you all these things would happen to me, a lot of stuff inside of me. One thing is what I talked about on the first video, and that happened 2 weeks. It would have been 2 weeks later on a Friday morning. I think it was about 6:45. I was waking up. It's not a dream, believe me. And all of a sudden, what I am certain is some divine beings raised my consciousness to a higher level. And all of a sudden, I started seeing the end of the world. But because I was young and I knew nothing, I was such a neophyte about all this stuff, spiritual stuff, metaphysics, and everything. It lasted about 5 minutes. I only saw some of it because I wasn't, I had no development, spiritual development. When I had this experience in 1993 that if I can remember, I'll tell you about, where I went like beyond all space and time, which I did in this circumstance. I experienced nirvana. That's another story, but that lasted for 8 hours. This lasted for 5 minutes. By 1993, I had developed myself to where I could have experiences like this and get more out of it because I could see what was going on the other planes. And please, for those of you who don't believe there's anything beyond the physical, I never try to convince anybody. If that's what they want to believe, of course there's something beyond the physical, and of course there's something beyond death. So I saw this what would have been, because 2 weeks from the 2nd would have been the 16th, so it would have been October 14th, 1977. I saw the time that we're living in now, and that's why I'm making these videos, because these protests, when I saw that thing, I saw the end of the world, and I'm already almost to 10 minutes. But I like I said, I didn't see but so much, and I didn't see the trigger. Now I know what it was. Now I remember, because I'm seeing it right now. These protests, this is it. It's past the tipping point. Things are not going back to normal. This protests, the people who are organizing these protests, and I don't think it has much to do with Black Lives Matter. It's some other people are doing this because they want to bring the United States down. It's not going to stop. They're going to keep trying to bring the United States down, and they're going to keep doing violent things, and it's going to get, and it's already gotten global. And I'm now at 10 minutes, so I'm going to stop this pretty quickly here.